The Las Vegas Raiders opened the checkbook for one of the wildest offseasons in football, then watched a fifth-round rookie cornerback steal the spotlight at mandatory minicamp. He lined up with the starters. The coaches let it ride on purpose. A franchise coming off 3 wins and 14 losses needed a jolt, and the jolt is arriving from the most unexpected corner of the depth chart. Stay with this one, because the name behind those first team reps changes how you see this entire rebuild. It begins with a brand new voice. Klint Kubiak walked off a Super Bowl winning Seattle sideline and into the #1 overall pick. He inherited Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana national champion, who tossed 27 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the red zone last fall. General manager John Spytek surrounded him fast. He signed Pro Bowl center Tyler Linderbaum to a 3-year contract worth $81 million. He brought in veteran Kirk Cousins to settle the quarterback room. He pulled 2 free agents off 1 championship roster. And the reason those 2 names reshaped the front 7 stays sealed for now. The defense looks nothing like the group ranked dead last in scoring 1 season ago. New coordinator Rob Leonard wants chess pieces, and his secondary suddenly runs on speed and youth. Max Crosby sits in the middle of a trade story nobody predicted. The interior offensive line turned into the fiercest competition of the spring. One question towers over the rest. Are the Raiders built to frighten the AFC West? Or is this one more false start in a town that has seen too many of them already? But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Raiders and all the NFL content. Can we get 500 likes on this video? Start with the franchise quarterback. Fernando Mendoza went first overall after leading Indiana to a national championship over Miami. And the Raiders built the entire spring around his development. He stands 6'5" and weighs 225 pounds. With the frame, the accuracy, and the decision-making the new staff craved at the position. Klint Kubiak runs a system rooted in play action, under center reps, gun looks, and pistol formations. And he handed his young passer the full menu from day one. Reports out of the building point to a quarterback soaking up every install, fighting through the rough 10-on-10 periods every rookie survives, and improving week over week as the offense installs more of the playbook. The room around him explains the plan. Kirk Cousins signed to mentor without ego, and Aiden O'Connell keeps drawing praise from coaches and teammates alike. The staff wants 3 quarterbacks who sharpen one another, and the way O'Connell answered this spring lifted his stock instead of pushing him toward the door. Mendoza has not signed his fully guaranteed 4-year deal yet, and the holdup sits with structure, not money. He keeps showing up to every single session anyway, which tells you everything about the mindset. Kubiak keeps the urgency on the field and leaves the contract to Spytek. The accuracy, the command, the calm and high leverage moments. Those traits made Mendoza the pick, and the early signs say the trait list is translating to the next level. A franchise starved at the position since the Derek Carr era finally owns a foundation worth believing in. Last season, the offense finished dead last in points at 14.1 per game and dead last in total yards. So the only direction left is up. The offense only matters if the defense holds up its end, and the back end of this roster underwent the loudest transformation of them all. Flip to the back end, where Rob Leonard inherited a unit begging for an identity. The veteran anchor is Jeremy Chin, a 6'3" safety who plays like a linebacker in the box and a center fielder over the top. Last season, the Raiders felt his absence the moment injuries pulled him off the field, and the drop was painful to watch. This spring he leads, he organizes, and he sets the tone for a group leaning heavily on first and second year talent. Next to him stands Isaiah Pola-Mao, the homegrown safety who logged over 1,000 snaps and earned the full trust of the staff. Then comes the speed. Second-round rookie Traden Stukes ran a 4.33 at the combine and lines up at free safety, nickel, and strong safety inside the same practice, the kind of cover ability the defense lacked for years. Fifth-round rookie Dalton Johnson brings 7 career-forced fumbles, a nose for the football, and a friendship with Stukes dating back to their shared days at Arizona. The trade For nickel corner, Taron Johnson from Buffalo hands Leonard, a proven slot defender, to move all over the field. This is the chessboard Leonard wanted. 3 safety packages, disguised coverages, bodies who travel from the box to the deep third without a substitution. The versatility hides intentions and confuses young quarterbacks, which fits a defense trying to manufacture the takeaways it rarely produced a year ago. The pieces are bold and unproven, and the edge rush sitting in front of them carries a storyline nobody in Las Vegas expected to be writing this summer. Here's the twist few saw coming. Max Crosby, the heartbeat of this franchise, nearly suited up somewhere else. A blockbuster trade to Baltimore fell apart at the start of the offseason over health concerns following a knee procedure. He stayed a Raider. He has been rehabbing on his own, away from team practices, attacking the recovery, while the building raves about his progress and holds sky-high expectations for the season ahead of him. Around him, Spytech rebuilt the rush from scratch. He signed Kwity Paye away from Indianapolis on a 3-year contract worth $48 million, adding a relentless motor on the edge. He re-signed Malcolm Koonce for $11 million across 1 season, betting on the burst returning now that the knee feels right. 3rd-round rookie Kieran Crawford out of Auburn gives the room length and youth. Jafari Harvey and Tian Sloan push the depth in a front, built to rotate fresh bodies all afternoon long. The plan is layered. Leonard intends to run a 3-4 front, sliding Max Crosby, Kwity Paye, Malcolm Koonce, and Kieran Crawford into stand-up looks while the interior holds the point of attack. The new coordinator earned this job by climbing from the defensive line room, and he has promised to coach the whole unit with that same trench mentality. The health of one star defines the ceiling, and the speculation about reopening trade talks once Crosby passes a physical never fully died down. For now, the edge looks dangerous on paper, and the most analytical position battle of the offseason waits one level back at cornerback. Here's the payoff on those first-team reps. The 5th-round rookie turning heads is Hezekiah Masses, the California corner, who led the nation with 18 passes defended and 5 interceptions before the Raiders grabbed him with the 175th pick. He thrives in zone, plays with a chip on his shoulder, and earned the starter snaps while the veterans rested. In a room hunting for answers, a day 3 pick forcing the issue is the exact kind of news a rebuild needs to hear. He is not alone. Eric Stokes re-signed on a 3-year deal worth $30 million and holds the top outside spot after 16 starts last fall. 2nd-year corner Darian Porter ran a 4.3 at his combine and pushed for reps opposite Stokes. 4th-round rookie Jermud McCoy carries 1st-round talent and sat out the spring while the staff brings him back slowly from his recovery. Decamarion Richardson rounds out a group desperate for 1 or 2 players to seize a job and never let go. Added up, and Spytech spent 6 of his 10 draft picks on defense, with 2 corners and 2 safeties in the hall. The message is blunt. The new staff refused to live with last season's secondary. Speed, length, and ball production now fill a depth chart short on all 3 a year ago. The build looks promising, yet promise means little inside the toughest division in football, and the neighbors are not waiting around for Las Vegas to catch up to them. No division punishes a rebuild like the AFC West. The Kansas City Chiefs keep Patrick Mahomes and the standard he sets every January. The Denver Broncos field one of the nastiest defenses in the entire league. The Los Angeles Chargers built a physical roster around Justin Herbert. The Raiders finished dead last a year ago, and the climb back runs straight through 3 teams, carrying real playoff intentions into the fall. The gap is real, yet the Raiders targeted it on purpose. The linebacker overhaul attacks the run-heavy attacks living inside the division. The center signing protects a young quarterback from the interior pressure those defenses love to bring. The secondary investment answers the explosive passing games of Herbert and Mahomes. Every major move this offseason maps back to a specific divisional problem, which tells you the front office studied the neighborhood closely before spending a dime of that money. The schedule offers no mercy either. the Raiders landed one of the most demanding slates in the league, and they sit among a small handful of teams without a single primetime game, a quiet signal of where the national perception still sits today. 3 head coaches in 3 seasons left the building unstable, and Clint Kubiak represents the 4th fresh start since the run to the championship game closing the 2002 season. Respect gets earned on the grass, not in March. The biggest swing of the entire offseason waited in the trenches, and it carried 2 names off the same college backfield of champions. Here's the reveal teased at the top of this breakdown. The 2 free agents pulled off 1 championship roster are Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. Former Georgia teammates reunited in the silver and black after 3 college seasons that produced a 34-5 record. Spytech signed Walker to a 3-year deal worth $40.5 million, and Dean to a 3-year deal worth $36 million. Linebacker stood as the biggest hole on the roster, and the Raiders filled it in a matter of minutes on the opening day of free agency. The fit is clean. Quay Walker posted a career-high 128 tackles last season and brings sideline to sideline range. Nakobe Dean is a Super Bowl champion who lifts both the coverage and the pass rush 1 year, removed from a torn patellar tendon. He missed time in minicamp while the staff guards his return, and Coach Kubiak confirmed the absence is injury management, not a reason to worry. Behind them, second-year standout Cody Lindenberg flashed enough to climb the depth chart ahead of Tommy Eichenberg. The trenches received the same treatment. Tyler Linderbaum, a 3-time Pro Bowl center, anchors a line in front of Mendoza and opens lanes for Ashton Jeanty. The interior defense leans on Adam Butler, Jonah Laulu, and second-year tackle J.J. Pegues. This is a roster rebuilt from the inside out, the unglamorous way the good teams get built every single year. One competition remains unsettled, and it decides the final shape of this offensive line. It comes down to the guards. Jackson Powers Johnson entered the spring as the assumed starter at right guard, and the competition tightened around him in a hurry. Spencer Burford drew heavy praise after arriving from San Francisco, where he played in this exact scheme under the same coaching tree. Caleb Rogers grabbed first-team reps and answered the call. Third-round rookie Trey Zune brings tackle length to the interior mix at 6'7" and 319 pounds. The staff loves the physicality and the versatility across all 5 spots, and the pecking order will carry its drama deep into training camp before anybody settles. The backfield carries its own race. Ashton Jeanty is the bell cow, the second-year back the whole offense runs through. Behind him, rookie Mike Washington Jr. ran a 4.33 and brings home run speed, while Dylan Loeb stacked enough strong practices to climb past Roman Hemby. The receiver room churns too, with Trey Tucker, Jack Besh, Jalen Naylor, and rookie Malik Benson all competing for snaps in a passing game, still searching for a true number 1 option. So here's the verdict. This roster improved at every level, and 7 wins is the floor for a team this much deeper than the 3-win group from last season. The Raiders are not ready to win the division yet, but they are absolutely ready to ruin somebody else's January. Drop your record prediction in the comments and subscribe before the next breakdown lands. The depth chart is set, the battles are heating up, and training camp is where this whole thing finally gets real.